This is the story of a 40-year-old legendary hitman who alone has the power to wipe out an entire gang. But something very strange happens to him, and he turns into a teenage boy. Then, for one of his missions, he has to attend a middle school. And in the end, the most shocking thing happens. If he wants to become normal again, he has to marry a teenage girl. A girl who is the same age as his daughter and who receives thousands of proposals every day. But she rejects all of them. So now, to return to his normal self, our hero has to face many troubles and fight many dangerous people. The story begins, and we see a man slowly walking toward an old building. He destroys the security cameras installed there. After entering the building, he finds many thugs inside. Suddenly, another man points a gun at him and says, "Who are you, old man?" But in the very next moment, he shoots that man with his own gun. Then he also destroys all the lights in the building, making the place completely dark. After that, he starts killing all the thugs one by one. Seeing this, one man grabs a briefcase and tries to escape, but our hero appears and knocks him down. In the next moment, the man secretly fires multiple shots at our hero. But friends, our hero is not even there. He appears behind him and lands a powerful punch that sends him crashing into a gate. After that, we see our main character Juzo defeat all the thugs present there. Then his apprentice Kotatsu tries to open the briefcase that the man was carrying. Friends, our main character Juzo is a professional hitman. When the briefcase is opened, it contains a broken wasp nest. Other than that, there is nothing inside. In the next scene, we see Juzo and Kotatsu eating together. Kotatsu is enjoying his meal, but Juzo has no expression on his face. It looks as if he is not living his life, but merely passing time. After that, we see Juzo returning to his apartment building. In the elevator, a child bumps into him, and as soon as the child sees Juzo, he becomes terrified and runs away. This shows us that Juzo has absolutely no idea how to interact with children. Inside Juzo's apartment, we see a photograph of Juzo, his wife, and his daughter, but they no longer live with him. Juzo lives alone in a huge house. He works as a hitman not because he enjoys it, but because he is extremely skilled at it. In truth, Juzo is simply dragging his life along. Suddenly, a wasp emerges from Juzo's coat and stings him on the neck. Juzo kills the wasp, but he has never seen a wasp like this before. In the next moment, he feels intense pain in his chest and collapses unconscious. In the next scene, when Juzo regains consciousness, he finds himself in a laboratory belonging to a woman named Eri. She works for the same company as Juzo and is also his ex-wife. Eri hands him a mirror and says that the company's scientists are researching what happened to him and how it can be reversed. She explains that his condition was caused by the wasp's venom. When Juzo looks at himself, he discovers that he has become a teenage boy. Shocked, he stares at his reflection. Eri says they are still trying to understand how it happened and have found no answers yet. Until then, she thinks he should take a break. Just then, their boss calls. He says, "From your voice, it sounds like the rumors are true. You've become a child again. Since you are now a kid, I have the perfect job for you. You're going to attend middle school." Hearing this, Juzo reacts with, "What?" Their boss continues, "I'm sending my daughter to a private middle school, and I want you to stay in her class and keep an eye on her." Juzo replies, "Sir, I can't do that. Studying is not my thing." But as soon as his boss promises to pay him well, Juzo agrees. After that, we see Juzo wearing his school uniform. His glasses contain a hidden camera through which Kotatsu can always assist him. Then, we are shown the classroom where Juzo arrives. He gives a completely terrible introduction that all the students find ridiculous. Following Kotatsu's instructions, Juzo introduces himself again. "I don't really have any special hobbies, but I'm very good with guns." Hearing this, the students react strangely and assume he must be someone who only plays games all day. Juzo's first day does not go very well. During break time, some girls bump into him. Instead of apologizing, they make fun of him and call him the weird guy who only plays games. Later, when he returns home, Kotatsu has prepared a delicious rice omelet for him. Kotatsu explains that his first introduction was terrible and warns him not to make any mistakes or he might get expelled. The next day during class, Juzo thinks about how difficult studying is. When he was actually a teenager, he dropped out of school and became a hitman. But now fate has played a cruel joke on him. He has been married, divorced, has a daughter, and is now sitting in a classroom full of children the same age as his daughter. However, he gradually starts enjoying studying, especially mathematics. Calculating numbers fascinates him. He studies seriously and becomes so emotional by the end of the day that tears come to his eyes. Studying is so much fun. All these subjects are amazing. It feels like I've entered a completely different world. I spent all my life working as a hitman, so I never had the chance to understand education. Even after returning home, Juzo continues studying. Seeing this, Kotatsu wonders what has suddenly happened to his boss. The next day, we see a masked man watching the school from outside. After another enjoyable day of studying, Juzo is thinking about how wonderful school life is. However, while walking home, he also thinks about wanting his original body back. Suddenly he hears a noise. A man wearing a panda mask and only underwear knocks out a security guard. Then he runs toward two girls because they had recorded a video of him earlier and laughed at him. Now both girls are terrified. The strange man begins playing around with his underwear in front of them. Watching this, Kotatsu comments that these are the same girls who mocked Juzo and says they deserve it. But Juzo replies, "They are about the same age as my daughter. It wouldn't be right to leave them in trouble like this. After all, helping children is the duty of adults." After that, Juzo throws a box toward the panda guy and secretly fires multiple shots, creating a huge cloud of dust. Taking advantage of the opportunity, Juzo quickly rushes toward the man and lands a powerful punch on him. However, the man doesn't get knocked out because Juzo's strength has decreased due to his smaller body. The very next moment, the man pulls out a bomb from his underwear and starts dancing while lighting it. So first, Juzo knocks the bomb out of his hand and then attacks his private parts. As a result, the man collapses on the spot, and when the bomb explodes, it causes a massive blast. Seeing Juzo there, the girls assume that he was the one who saved them. But Juzo says, "Oh no, I was just passing by. I saw a man suddenly run away from here. Maybe he was the one who beat up that underwear guy." After saying that, Juzo leaves, and the girls are left stunned. In fact, none of the children can understand what suddenly happened there. Meanwhile, Miss Eri, Juzo's ex-wife, is watching the news about the incident with her daughter. The next day in class, we see that almost all the students are making plans to go out somewhere. However, nobody invites Juzo. But then the two girls whom Juzo saved come up to him themselves, invite him to hang out with them, and also thank him for yesterday. Because of that, Juzo gets added to his class group. In the next scene, we see Juzo's phone getting flooded with message after message from the group chat. The poor guy is completely shocked. Why are there so many messages? What is this? In the end, Juzo says that a 40-year-old man like him can't keep up with today's advanced kids. After that, while looking out from the balcony, Juzo says that ever since his body turned into that of a child, he has stopped smoking and drinking alcohol because his current body can't handle them. But now he is actually starting to feel much better. It's as if he is slowly learning how to truly live his life. Later that night, Miss Eri calls Juzo and tells him that the wasp which stung him wasn't natural. It had been artificially created. The company responsible for creating it is Japan's second largest pharmaceutical company, and the daughter of that company's president is in Juzo's class. If he can become friends with her, he may be able to gather a lot of confidential information. By the way, the girl's name is Norin Misuoka. In the next scene, we see Juzo studying even while walking to school. His interest is now completely focused on academics. He doesn't even pay attention to the beautiful girls around him. While putting away his shoes, the same two girls come up to him and greet him with a cheerful "Hi, hello, good morning." Juzo greets them back with a "good morning." Honestly, it might have been better if he hadn't. After that, he heads to the classroom together with them. However, when he enters the classroom, he turns his eyes and looks at Norin for the first time. And why is that? We already know the reason. Later, during sports class, we see that Norin finishes first in a race, proving that she is extremely athletic. Even the girls praise Norin's beauty. And as for the boys, every single boy wants her to be his girlfriend. But why does it look like there's lust on their faces instead of love? After that, during class, we find out that Norin not only excels in sports, but also ranks at the top in academics. I mean, guys, this girl is on a completely different level. Miss Eri had told Juzo that he should become friends with Norin because she could provide a lot of useful information. After all, Norin Misuoka is the only daughter of the president of Misuoka Pharmaceuticals. During lunch, Juzo is wondering how he should start a conversation with Norin, because there isn't just an age gap between them, there's a whole generation gap. He's 20 to 25 years older than her. But friends, you've probably heard the saying, no matter how old a monkey gets, it never forgets how to do flips. So Juzo goes over and tries to talk to Norin saying, "Hi, how are you?" But she immediately replies, "Get lost, what a loser." That hits Juzo right in the heart. Afterward, we see him standing outside the classroom feeling embarrassed that even as an old man, He couldn't manage to have a conversation with a young girl. He feels like he should drown himself in a spoonful of water out of shame. The poor guy just freezes there. In the next scene, the two girls tell Juzo that Norin is the best at everything and always stays away from boys. She has never even talked to a boy before. And why would she? She's the best at everything. Her parents are rich, and she's as beautiful as a model. Many boys have confessed to her, but every single time she chased them away like stray dogs. In fact, she doesn't really have any friends at all. Forget boys, she doesn't even talk to girls. And the other girls don't approach her either because they think she has too much attitude. Thinking about all this while walking home, Juzo decides that he should probably give up on the idea of becoming friends with Norin. It's simply beyond him. But then his eyes land on a ramen shop. As he walks into the shop while whistling, he discovers that the waitress there is none other than Miss Norin herself. Both of them are shocked when they see each other. Then they immediately pretend not to know one another and completely ignore each other. Juzo can't understand what's going on. The daughter of the president of Misuoka Pharmaceuticals is working in a ramen shop? No, that's impossible. Could she have a look-alike? After that, when Juzo eats the ramen, he finds the taste absolutely incredible. It feels as if he has arrived in heaven itself. But then Norin comes over and says, "After the shop closes, can we talk for a bit?" In the next scene, Norin asks Juzo, "What are you doing here?" He explains that he lives nearby. After that, Norin says, "Please keep this a secret." As they walk together afterward, Juzo asks, "Why are you walking home like this? I mean, you're pretty rich. Doesn't a car come to pick you up?" We then learn that the shop where Norin works belongs to her uncle, and she doesn't get paid for working there. She's simply helping out a relative. Norin says, "I know I'm rich, and because my mother is Canadian, I have somewhat foreign-looking features. My parents have also introduced me to many boys who could become good future husbands for me. Those people don't even know me, yet they treat me extremely well. And honestly, I hate all of that. On top of that, the boys in her class constantly bother her. You know, they keep confessing to her over and over again. The truth is that Norin absolutely hates the old-fashioned mindset that girls should get married and become housewives. Instead, she wants to open her own ramen shop someday. In short, she wants to become a strong, independent woman. Girl power. Norin really admires her uncle's way of thinking. He doesn't spend time around rich people just for personal gain. He simply does what he truly wants to do. Whenever Norin feels upset, she visits her uncle and eats ramen there, and somehow the ramen always makes her feel better. Then she says, "I don't know why, but you remind me of my uncle. That's why I ended up talking to you for so long." And honestly, it's not surprising. After all, our hero is actually a 40-year-old man. But here, Juzo tells Norin, "I know you're still pretty young, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't live life the way you want. I think you should live according to your own wishes, not according to what others want." And by the way, that ramen was really delicious. As soon as Juzo says this, Norin gets very excited and starts praising the ramen as well. After that comes a turning point where both of them have to go their separate ways. Norin says, "Don't act in class tomorrow as if we're close friends. We only talked for a little while. That's all." However, just as they start heading in different directions, a car suddenly pulls up behind Norin and someone attempts to kidnap her. Juzo notices everything, but he can't do anything immediately. The car speeds away with Norin before he can react. Fortunately, Kotatsu manages to identify the car's number through a photo, but the license plate appears to be fake. After that, we see Juzo sprinting toward a tower. Leaping from place to place, he quickly reaches the top. From there, he spots the car. Despite the incredible distance, Juzo fires in the car's direction and attaches a transmitter directly onto it. Then he jumps onto a truck and begins chasing the vehicle because he wants to save Norin. After all, Norin is the future owner of that ramen shop, the same ramen shop whose ramen deeply touched Juzo's heart. Following the signal, Juzo eventually reaches the location where the kidnappers have taken Norin. The men tell her, "Sweetheart, keep your mouth shut. If you make too much noise, we can do a lot more than just silence you. You're quite beautiful after all. Honestly, I'd really like to." But before he can finish, someone suddenly kicks him. A man steps in front of Norin and says, "Sorry he was rude to you. I'll deal with him later. I won't do anything to you. I just want to know about that new drug your father's company is developing. We've received information that the secret details about that drug are with you." However, Norin says she doesn't know anything about it. She doesn't even know which drug they're talking about. Hearing this, the man says, "By the way, that old ramen shop where you work, your uncle's place. I went there yesterday, and what I ate wasn't food, it was garbage. Honestly, I don't think that place should even exist. But look, I'm a very kind person. If you tell me about that secret drug, I won't do anything to you. The very next moment, a bullet strikes the man in the head, because Juzo has arrived in style. Maybe you've been eating garbage your whole life, Juzo says. That's why you can't understand how delicious that ramen really is. After that, Juzo covers Norin's eyes so she won't have to see anything. The remaining thugs shout, "Who are you, kid?" Juzo replies, "I'm not a kid. I'm older than all of you. But what can I do? Fate is fate." In the next instant, he fires at all three of them. Of course, Juzo is using rubber bullets, so nobody dies. They simply get knocked unconscious. However, more men begin arriving, so Juzo places Norin on top of a crate and moves forward. The next thug who approaches gets kicked from behind and sent flying. Juzo then dodges several bullets and shoots the attackers as well. When he reaches the stairs, he throws the crate onto two men, knocking them down before shooting them with rubber bullets. Carrying Norin along, Juzo continues moving forward while taking down enemies one after another. Before long, they manage to reach the outside of the building. But then that man showed up again in a car, because after all, the rubber bullets hadn't killed him. The car's windows were bulletproof, so Juzo pushed Norin off the crate and hurled the crate at the car. The impact threw the car off balance, sending it flying through the air before it crashed behind Juzo. After that, Juzo knocked Norin unconscious. Everything was fine now, but Juzo had accidentally dropped one of his study books at the scene. In the next scene, Norin wakes up in her room. At first, she thinks everything was just a dream, but the marks on her hands make her realize that it was real, and that someone had actually saved her. The next day at school, Norin walks straight up to Juzo and asks, "Were you the one who saved me last night?" Juzo replies, "I have no idea what you're talking about. But don't worry, I'll keep your secret about working at the ramen shop. In return, I'll come eat ramen there every now and then." In the next scene, we see Juzo in his math class. There are some equations that he simply cannot understand. Everything is going right over his head. That night, while having dinner, he talks to Kotatsu about the problem, saying that he's struggling with math and can't solve certain questions. But Kotatsu can't even do basic addition and subtraction, so he's no help at all. As a result, Juzo asks his ex-wife, Miss Eri, for help. However, she says she's already extremely busy with work and won't be able to help him. She suggests that he ask one of his teachers instead, but Juzo says that all of his teachers are younger than him, so he feels embarrassed asking them for help. The next day, while attending class, Juzo is feeling very troubled. If things continue like this, he'll fall behind the other students. While thinking about this in the library, he meets a boy named Ryo Shiraishi. After learning about Juzo's problem, Ryo says, "If you want, I can help you." From then on, Ryo starts helping Juzo study. Juzo also gives it his all. In the next test, Juzo scores a perfect 100 marks, making him incredibly happy. With tears of joy in his eyes, he thanks Ryo. To repay him, Juzo takes Ryo to a restaurant. However, while they're there, a man bumps into Ryo. Even though it was clearly the man's fault, Ryo apologizes, yet the man continues muttering insults about them under his breath. After they sit down, Juzo says, "You're really smart. Do you have any plans for the future?" Ryo replies, "Don't tell anyone, but I want to become a doctor." We then learn that Ryo's mother was always very sick and eventually passed away because of her illness. After that, Ryo and his sister were mostly raised by their grandmother. However, her health hasn't been very good lately either. Because of all this, Ryo wants to become a doctor so he can help sick people. Ryo's words deeply move Juzo. He thinks to himself, "This kid is much younger than me, yet he handles responsibility far better than I do." But then that same man approaches them again. He had overheard their entire conversation. "So you want to become a doctor?" he says mockingly. "From the looks of it, you're just wasting your parents' money. You should give up on that dream because you'll never become a doctor." But then Ryo stood up and said, "Thank you for your advice, but I don't think your advice is very wise, because anyone who thinks others are fools can never be truly wise themselves." At this point, the other people around them also started telling the man to mind his own business. "Hey uncle, why are you picking on kids?" The man felt extremely embarrassed and immediately left the place. After that, while walking home, Juzo said, "Man, you've got a lot of courage." But then they saw the same uncle riding toward them on his bicycle, looking furious. His plan was to crash into them and knock them into the water. However, Juzo noticed him coming in advance. He threw a study tool that is used for schoolwork at the bicycle. The bicycle lost balance, and the uncle flew through the air in slow motion before splashing into the water. The two of them then continued on their way. After that, we are shown a scene revealing that because of his work, Juzo never had the chance to spend time with his daughter. He was never able to properly fulfill his duties as a father. Perhaps it was after dreaming about this that Juzo suddenly woke up. His room was a complete mess. As a result, Kotatsu had to clean the entire house. We learn that Juzo doesn't know how to clean at all. He had never cleaned anything in his life. Juzo says, "Come on, housework isn't something men do. That's women's work." Kotatsu replies, "Boss, you seriously need to update those outdated ideas." The next day, when Juzo arrived at school, there was a huge crowd everywhere. Students from various clubs were trying to recruit new members into their groups. While Juzo was walking through the crowd, a baseball suddenly landed near him. Some students were playing baseball and accidentally hit it his way. Juzo threw the ball back toward them, and when one of the students caught it, his glove practically burst from the force. Later, while talking with Ryo, Juzo learned that Ryo was considering joining the canoe club. However, Juzo had no intention of joining any sports club because his abilities were far above normal and he could easily become the center of attention. Then Juzo noticed a club banner that talked about cleaning, housekeeping, and various household chores. Seeing it, Juzo immediately said, "Hey, that's all women's work." The moment he said that, a girl walked up to him and said, "Sir, I don't think that's a very good opinion." It was then revealed that she was Ryo's older sister. Her name was Chisato. Chisato said to Juzo, "I agree that boys and girls are different in many ways, but it's wrong to say that housework should only be done by girls. After all, cooking, cleaning, and taking care of a home are survival skills. Everyone should know how to do them. And judging from what you've said, it sounds like you don't know how to do any housework at all. That's why you're coming to our club today. I'll teach you how to do household chores. And if you don't come, then remember this, you'll never be able to talk to my brother again." Since our hero was basically being blackmailed, he had no choice but to go to the club. Once there, Chisato said, "If you don't enjoy doing these tasks, then I won't make you do any more work, and I'll even take care of all the chores in your house for the next 6 months. But if you do enjoy it, then you'll join our club." After that, Juzo cooks food for the very first time in his life. Surprisingly, he likes the food he makes quite a lot. Afterward, Juzo tells Chisato, "Look, it wasn't boring or anything, it was just okay, so let's call it a draw, neither of us wins." But Chisato isn't ready to end the game yet. Later, while heading home, Juzo tells Kotatsu cooking was fun, but not fun enough for me to join the club. While Juzo is doing his homework, he receives a call from Miss Eri. We learn that Juzo had sent the leftover food he cooked to Miss Eri. She and their daughter ate it, and they both liked it. When Juzo hears his daughter praising his cooking, he suddenly remembers something Chisato said. Cooking food for yourself and eating it is one thing, but when you cook for someone else, and they praise your food, it brings a completely different kind of happiness. After remembering those words, Juzo says, "Looks like I lost this time." The next day he goes to school and officially joins the cooking club. However, as soon as he leaves class, he sees a guy confessing to Norin. As expected, Norin rejects him right to his face. Soon after, Juzo learns that Norin has also joined the cooking club because she wants to learn how to make more kinds of food. But Norin doesn't say much to Juzo and simply goes to join the club. Meanwhile, Kotatsu receives a message from Miss Eri and tells Juzo something absolutely shocking. "Boss, if you want to return to your original form, you'll have to marry Norin Misuoka." Juzo immediately replies, "Have you completely lost your mind? What kind of nonsense are you talking about?" Kotatsu explains that just a few minutes ago, Misuoka Pharmaceuticals announced that whoever marries Norin will become the next owner of the company. And boss, remember what that kidnapper said? He told Norin that they didn't know exactly what the secret item was, but that she had information about it. That means if you want to get your original body back, you first need to uncover the secret behind that wasp drug. And to do that, you have to marry Norin, because marrying her would automatically make you the owner of the company. Juzo responds, "Are you crazy? I'm a 40-year-old divorced man, and you're telling me to marry a middle school girl? Stop talking nonsense." After that, Juzo goes to the ramen shop and happily eats some ramen while thinking, "That idiot must have completely lost it. There's no way I'm marrying a middle school girl." While receiving his change, the two of them have a brief conversation. Juzo says, "I've noticed that the number of people proposing to you keeps increasing." After that, while walking home together, Norin shows a lot of anger regarding her father's announcement. but Juzo is focused only on his studies. Norin says, "I'm trying to tell you how I feel, and you're not even listening. But maybe now that I've joined that club, my dream of making a good friend will finally come true. But I'm definitely not making you that friend. Got it?" The next day, because Norin has joined the cooking club, a huge number of boys submit applications to join the club as well. Because of these desperate boys, Norin starts getting really annoyed, but then her eyes land on Juzo. She immediately walks over to him, grabs him and says, "I want to make one thing perfectly clear to all of you. The boy standing right here is my boyfriend." The moment she says that, everyone is completely shocked. After that announcement, all the boys start chasing after them, but somehow, the two manage to escape and hide. Afterward, Norin says, "Sorry. At that moment I couldn't think of any other way to get out of that situation, but please, could you pretend to be my boyfriend? Please? Because if I already have a boyfriend, the other boys won't keep approaching me." Juzo reluctantly agrees, but in the very next scene, a bunch of boys surround him and threaten him. "Stay away from our girl, you jerk. She belongs to us." The next moment, however, Juzo easily escapes from all of them, jumps straight down from the 3rd floor, and calmly walks away like nothing happened. But after this, people were talking about the same thing in class too, and then these two girls also come to Juzo. They ask him if he is really dating Norin, and here they also praise Juzo a lot for how easily he escaped from those boys. But things are about to get even worse for you, because this school has many spoiled rich kids, and those kids are in a group. That group is at the top and its name is Unicorn, and every child in that group is full of talent, looks, personality, money, athletics, top in studies, meaning top in everything from A to Z. And according to some rumors, all of them want to make Norin theirs. And because of this, they can now create problems for Juzo. Now at home, Kotatsu says, "Boss, if you are not going to marry Norin, then I think you should not even pretend to be her boyfriend. Otherwise you will get into unnecessary problems." By the way, there is another bad piece of news. The de-aging drug of Misuka Pharmaceuticals is also wanted by underworld people. And because threatening her is of no use, those people may also come to that school to get Norin Mitsuoka, meaning now Norin has become the target of all the people coming from the top tier. Hearing this, Juzo starts scratching his head, and the next day Norin says to Juzo, "Maybe you should stop pretending to be my boyfriend, because I have also seen that this act is causing you a lot of trouble, and maybe I should leave that club too, because of me those people are not able to do their work." But then a boy arrives there, and he is the same one who threatened Juzo yesterday. And as soon as he finds out that Juzo is no longer Norin's boyfriend, he starts bothering Norin, saying that now Norin should date him. "I am very strong. I will protect you." But despite Norin refusing, he keeps bothering her, and because of this, Juzo steps in and says, "It would be better if you let go of my girl's hand and leave from here." Juzo wants to help Norin because he knows how much trouble all these things cause her. That guy says, "Do you know I go to the gym? Look at these muscles. I can blow away a tiny guy like you with one puff." But in the very next moment we see Juzo stop his attack with just one hand. Now listen to me. Going to the gym and building muscles means nothing until you have courage in your chest. After he leaves, Juzo says, "I will keep pretending to be your boyfriend for some time. Otherwise, whenever I come to that ramen shop, you will start telling me all your problems and ruin my perfectly good mood." But after this, we see someone watching both of them from far away. And this guy was standing on top of a machine at a very great height, meaning understand it, this is also a dangerous guy. And after this we are shown a scene where this guy easily smashes into a wall a man who was firing bullets at him, and his power is also very high. And this guy also works as a hitman for some organization, and his next mission is to become Norin Misuka's fiancé. The next day at school we see the two of them arriving together. Norin asks, "You are very strong, aren't you? Yesterday you drove that boy away so easily." But he says, "No, nothing like that. I have never fought with anyone in my life." After this, Norin takes out a fountain pen from her bag. We find out that Norin's father sent her this pen, saying that whoever her boyfriend is should be given this pen, and that is why she gives this pen to her fake boyfriend Juzo. On the other hand, we see that same guy at school and all the girls had fallen for him. And this guy joins their class as a transfer student, and his name is Shin. And as soon as he arrives, from his presence Juzo understands that he is not an ordinary kid, and that he has also come here for Norin. But when it is time for him to introduce himself, he completely freezes. The poor guy cannot say anything at all. His entire aura became negative on the very first day. After that, he comes and sits in the seat next to Mitsuoka, and even his hello with Norin does not go well. He thinks to himself, this girl is so cute. How am I supposed to talk to her? I can't say anything at all. So he gives Norin a letter, and in it he asks her to meet him after school. During lunch, many girls come to Shin, but the poor guy cannot speak here either. Now Norin brings Juzo with her to meet Shin, and then Shin also arrives there, with that children's thing in his mouth. I don't know what it is called, but I will call it a rattle. And after putting it in his mouth, Shin's nervous system calms down. Honestly, even Juzo's mind was blown seeing this. After this, Shin holds Norin's hand and says, "It was love at first sight. I love you, and I want you to give me a chance so that you can find out whether I am worthy of becoming your boyfriend or not." But in the very next moment, Norin punches him away. "I cannot see love in your eyes. Instead, it feels like you are forcing yourself to confess your love to me. I have seen so many confessions by now that I can tell at one glance which confession is real and which one is fake." But after hearing this, Shin actually falls in love with Norin and starts imagining a future with her, thinking about how he would sleep with his head on her lap and she would stroke his head. And after this, Shin confesses his love sincerely, and suddenly in the next moment he attacks Juzo. But Juzo dodges his attack, and Shin realizes that Juzo is just like him. After this, he challenges Juzo to a duel, and whoever wins it will become Norin's fiancé, and that person will also keep the fountain pen, because this pen is the symbol of being Norin's fiancé. And after this, we learn that some announcements have been made, saying that whoever possesses that fountain pen, no matter who they are, will become Norin's fiancé. Meaning, understand it, many people are now going to come and challenge Juzo. Poor Norin had already gone crazy. Anyway, Juzo was just ready to face Shin. After this, almost the entire school had gathered to watch the match between Shin and Juzo. After that, Shin explains the rules. Our match will last 1 hour, and within that 1 hour, I have to put this rattle into your mouth. If I succeed, I win. But if I fail, then you win. Even Juzo was shocked hearing the rules. The rest of the people were laughing. And after this, Shin says to Norin, "If I win this match, then you have to place my head on your lap and stroke me." Okay, but Norin refuses directly. And after this, the match begins. First of all, Juzo avoids Shin's continuous attacks. He runs into the school, but Shin also keeps chasing him and continuously attacking him. After that, both of them come near a shelf, and from there Shin tries to put that rattle into Juzo's mouth. But at the right moment, Juzo dodges it. In the same way, Juzo continuously saves himself from Shin's attacks using statues and pieces of wood. Shin says, "I have fallen in love with Norin. Do you love her more than I do?" Juzo says in his mind, "Love? I don't even love her. So maybe I should just accept defeat here. That would be the right thing for me." But then he remembers his daughter. After that, we see that only 1 minute is left before the match ends. And while escaping from Shin, Juzo comes outside the building. And all the rattles that he had thrown toward Juzo until now were actually a trap for Juzo. And here he traps Juzo in it. He even ties up his hands. Everyone thinks that Juzo is going to lose here, but everyone is shocked to see that Juzo stopped Shin's attack. When Juzo jumped, he had made a wall-like structure using a transparent thread, and in this way, Juzo wins the match. Now after Shin loses, Juzo says, "I don't know whether the feelings I have for Norin are stronger than your feelings or not, but now I'm sure that I do have feelings for her. But yes, they are not like your feelings." Friends, Juzo couldn't do anything for his daughter, but now he wants to do something for Norin so that she doesn't remain sad in her life. Now after losing this match, Shin joins the cooking club the next day. And yes, he still hasn't given up on Norin. After that, in the next scene we see a boy. He's a baseball player, but there were a lot of people here to watch him, meaning he is quite famous too. And after that, when this boy throws the ball, so much pressure falls on the catcher that he almost falls down. And seeing his ability and strength, people can't even believe that he's a middle schooler. His ability is on a completely different level. And why wouldn't it be? He is one of the unicorns, that elite unicorn group. Yes, he is one of its members. On the other hand, the class teacher tells them that their midterm exams start next week. After that, we see all of them going together. And here Juzo was excited on a whole different level to take the exam. But the very next moment he says, "This is the first time I'm going to take an exam. What should I do? What am I supposed to do?" Ryo says, "Don't take too much tension. Just review whatever you've studied." Juzo says, "Thanks, master." Yes, he calls Ryo his master, because even at such a young age, Ryo understands his responsibilities very well. Now the next day when Norin comes to school, she looks very bright. and she was so happy because everyone was busy due to the exams. That's why nobody was bothering her by proposing to her. Everything was going well. But then they meet Juzo, and seeing him it looks like the poor guy didn't sleep all night. During lunch we find out that Juzo spent the entire night reviewing all his questions and didn't even realize when morning arrived. Shin was also present there. Extending a brotherly hand toward Juzo, he says, "Here bro, put this in your mouth, you'll feel relaxed." But Juzo refuses. But as soon as he gets home, Juzo sits down to study. Kotatsu says that he has some work today, so you should go eat at mom's house. On the other hand, Nan's uncle tells her that she should go home now. She also has to study for her test. As soon as she comes out of the shop, she sees Juzo. So now the young lady starts secretly following Juzo. After walking a little farther, Juzo reaches a place. Friends, this is a bar, and this is where Juzo comes to meet that aunt. And seeing Juzo going inside, Norin was very surprised and worried too. After that we see Juzo with that aunt. I don't know whether this person is a man or a woman, but this is that aunt. And Juzo has come here for dinner. The aunt says, "I told everyone that you are my nephew. Otherwise they might misunderstand and think that you're my secret child. But when I first found out that you had become a child again, I was very surprised." Then after a little while, Miss Eri also arrives there. Well, she comes here often too. But Juzo thinks this is Kotatsu's doing, that he was the one who called Eri here. After that they talk among themselves. "It looks like you've been studying all night. But before becoming a child again, you only cared about your work. But now you've changed a lot compared to before, and I think you should enjoy your time properly, because some mistakes are forgiven when you're a child." After dinner, the aunt says, "Why are you standing there like a statue? You're a gentleman, right? Come on, go escort Eri to the station." Meanwhile, from another building, Norin was secretly watching all of this. He went inside alone, but came out with a hot old lady. Now the scene shifts and we see that their exams are over, and because of excitement, Juzo made a few mistakes in his exams. But even then, he got very good marks. However, it seems that Shin's results were not particularly good. But Norin just kept looking at Juzo. He is so different. The way he talks, his personality, it's exactly like some uncle. Is he really a middle schooler? After that we are shown their cooking club. And in their cooking club, all kinds of household tasks are taught. Right now they are being taught sewing. Juzo says that attaching a button to clothes is just like fitting parts onto a bike. After that Juzo tries to sew, but he can't do it. Then Nan comes over and laughs at Juzo saying, "Hey, I couldn't do it either." But in this way they keep trying, and eventually they sew the button on very well. After that, while going together, Norin's eyes fall on this guy. His name is Kito, and he is their senior. He was watering plants here, and he had planted sunflowers. Norin was in a very good mood here. Juzo asks what the matter is. She explains that all the seniors she does club activities with are very nice, and she feels inspired seeing that they all do the things they like doing. And she is also very happy that she joined the cooking club. Now the next day, today's task is that they will make rice balls for the baseball team. But then the young lady tells them that one member of the unicorn group is also on that baseball team, which might be a little problematic for them. Therefore, Chisato says that if the two of you are not comfortable, then the rest of us will go to deliver the food. But in the next scene we see that everyone comes to deliver the food. After that, that same unicorn member appears. His name is Tenma Tendo, tall, broad, and good-looking. And after eating his share of the rice ball, he comes to talk to these two. And you can see how huge he is in size. Tenma says, "You two are the talk of the entire school, brother. You're getting a lot of attention. By the way, hey, I would like to have a match with you, and if I win, then I will become Norin's boyfriend." But Norin says, "We don't even know each other at all. Nothing like what you're saying is going to happen." But Tenma says, "It's not that I love you, that's why I want to have this match and become your boyfriend. Rather, I want to have this match so that I can remove you from my path. I really like sports, and what? Everyone likes sports. That's why I will make myself a champion in the top 3 sports fields, so that everyone looks at me. Like in baseball, he is a champion pitcher, and in soccer he is a top-class striker, and in basketball too, he ranks at the top. A unicorn who has physical abilities, God-gifted." And hearing his words, even Norin is stunned, and Tenma is quite arrogant. He doesn't even pay attention to people who are in small clubs. For him, they don't even exist. And in the very next moment, now Juzo says, "Fine, as you wish, we will have a match." Because Tenma didn't just insult Juzo, but also insulted all of his teammates. And that's why Juzo wants to give Tenma a fitting reply. Tenma says, "So what should we compete in?" Let's meet in the gym 1 week later. I will bring one more guy with me and you can bring as many as you want with you. Because for this match we both will need at least one person each. By the way, on Tenma's behalf, their coach Chisato apologizes. And friends, even Tenma's other teammates say that if he is a teammate, then he can become your greatest hero. But if he is an opponent, then the strongest villain. After this we see Chisato, who was very angry because Tenma insulted their club. Though according to me he spoke the truth. There is a world of difference between a national level player and a cook. But on the other side, Norin felt very embarrassed because Tenma doesn't even love her. Rather, he wants to become her boyfriend for some other reason. Otherwise, she felt that all these fights happened because of her. Now they start thinking about who will go with Juzo. Then Shin comes here. He insulted Norin. Poor girl must have felt so bad. She must have felt so embarrassed. Norin says, "Please don't remind me of all that." Then Kito Senpai also says, "If we can bring more than 2 people, then I will come along too." After all, he insulted our club, and because of his words, even Norin had to face so much embarrassment. Norin says, "Please don't remind me of all that." But after this, Norin says that no matter what happens, you have to win, because he insulted our club. The same club in which we enjoy so much. Now these 3 are going to face Tenma. On the other hand, at night we see Tenma who was playing soccer with one of his companions. And this is the guy who will become Tenma's partner. He says that you didn't need to challenge them to a match like this. Tenma says, "Yes, I could have ignored them, but why didn't I do that?" Because friends, Tenma had seen that fight between Shin and Juzo that day, and ever since then, as soon as he saw Juzo, he just wanted to crush him. Now during their practice, this guy accidentally kicks a little too hard. But even after that, Tenma stops the ball very easily. After all, he is a prodigy. Now next week arrives, and we see that this match will be 3 versus 2. And brother, these 2 are so much taller and broader than those 3. Juzo says, the match conditions are already known, that if you win then you will become Norin's boyfriend. But I would like to say something that if we win, then you will have to apologize to all the girls of our club. Tenma says, "Yes, alright, but I will apologize only when I lose, right? And I never lose." After that their match starts. As soon as the match begins, the ball is with Juzo, but then Tenma comes very quickly, takes the ball from Juzo, and kicks it to score his goal. But the ball hits a pipe here. However, the speed of that ball was so great that the goal frame itself falls down there. And then the ball comes to Juzo. Juzo delivers a very strong kick here. Tenma tries to stop that ball, but the pressure of that ball was so great that Tenma couldn't stop it. And in this way our hero's team scores the first goal. Even Tenma's partner is shocked to see this, because yesterday Tenma had stopped his kicked ball very easily, but today he couldn't stop this kid's ball. Juzo says, "I have years of experience, I cannot lose in this." After that, some girls praise Juzo's skills, but then they notice that Shin's mouth rattle has gone missing somewhere, because of which he has become very nervous. And seeing this nonsense, the girls become very disappointed. Friends, when Tenma had kicked the ball hard toward Shin, perhaps Shin's rattle fell somewhere at that moment. By the way, Shin has another rattle in his bag. He keeps it with him for emergency situations. Some girls go to get it, but now Shin is not in a condition to compete. On the other side, we see that those girls run to the classroom. And after this, we come to know why Shin always keeps a rattle in his mouth. Because in childhood, his mother had given Shin a rattle with a very sweet smile. Now after this, by the time those girls returned to the stadium with the second rattle, Shin's condition had become very bad. We come to know that Shin was continuously blocking one attack after another, taking all the attacks on himself. Just then, this young lady gives the rattle to Norin, and says quickly throw it toward him. Norin immediately throws that rattle toward him, and in the very next moment, Shin very easily stops Tenma's kicked ball, while spinning like a top. And now he has become badass again. After this, the game starts again, and now Juzo tries to take the ball past Tenma. But Tenma manages to snatch the ball away, and after that he moves forward. But after a short while, Juzo comes in front of him, and tries to take the ball away from him, because of which, the ball goes outside the line, and nobody scores a goal. After that, Juzo says, after a very long time, "It feels great to play sports, but I'm not particularly good at playing this game. Even so, I won't let him win." And then Tenma's partner notices that Tenma is getting angry. After this, we are shown a conversation between this guy and Tenma from one day earlier. "You're targeting that Juzo because you want a rival for yourself, right? Since childhood, nobody better than you has ever appeared. Defeating everyone else was child's play for you, but you saw something special in that Juzo, didn't you?" But Tenma says, It's nothing like that. I just enjoy defeating people. And you already know that every sport has its own legend, meaning the top master of that sport, and nobody can ever become better than them. And I want to become that same top master in all three of my sports, someone whom people won't just fail to defeat, but will find it impossible even to reach his level. Now it is true that I am not looking for a rival for myself, but I have been at the top for a very long time. I have never met anyone of my level, and because of that I am frustrated. And now in the present, we see that Tenma becomes even more serious. After this, we come to know that Tenma very rarely plays using his full strength. He always keeps himself bound by certain restrictions, and even in that form, nobody can compete with him. That's why he never had any need to break those chains. But today he has broken his chains. After that, we see that Kido-senpai goes to steal the ball from Tenma, but Tenma's force is so great that he cannot stop him at all. After that, Tenma very easily dodges Shin as well, and then Tenma gets the ball past Juzo and scores a goal. And seeing this, Tenma's name echoes all around. After all, Tenma's ability is amazing. A little while later, after thinking things through, Juzo says, "Is it alright if I face these two alone? Please, I want to do that." Now Juzo doesn't have any plan here, but even so, everyone agrees to what he says. After this, Juzo comes alone to face those two. Tenma says in his mind, "You've come alone, but you will never be able to defeat me." But after this, despite Tenma's great speed, he cannot get past Juzo while protecting the ball. And friends, now Juzo is enjoying playing the game. We come to know that as Juzo grew older, his interest in everything gradually decreased. He never enjoyed anything anymore. Everything felt very boring to him. But in the present, Juzo thanks Tenma and says, "Because of you, now I can once again enjoy sports." Even Tenma's partner is very surprised to see this sudden improvement in Juzo. After this, both of them use all their strength with their legs to take the ball away. But here Juzo's strength was overpowering Tenma. And here Juzo puts in his strength and scores a goal. Seeing this, the entire stadium becomes excited. At the same time, Juzo's teammates become extremely happy. And here Tenma receives quite a shock. And after this, when the ball is passed toward him, Tenma makes no movement. And in the next moment he says, "I surrender." Hearing this, everyone present in the stadium is stunned. Juzo says, "What are you saying?" Tenma says, "During that clash with you just now, I injured my leg a little, and if I continue playing right now, that injury could get worse, which may cause problems for me in the future, and I cannot risk my future for such a trivial bet." Now because Tenma has surrendered, the kids start making fun of him, but Tenma doesn't care about that at all, and he says, "By the way, can I put my weight on you? I'm having a lot of trouble walking." But Juzo says, "You're so tall, broad, and heavy, I'll die trying to carry you." But then Chisato overhears their conversation. So like a good girl, she goes to apply medicine to Tenma's injury. Tenma says, "Why are you helping me? I haven't even apologized to you yet." She says, "I was very angry because of your rude behavior. But right now you're injured, so the matter is different. And I think that if someone needs help, then we should help them. Besides, you think long term. After getting injured, you thought about your future, which is the sign of a wise person." After hearing Chisato's words, Tenma stands up and says, "I behaved rudely toward all of you. I apologize for that. And I am not apologizing because of that bet, but because I genuinely feel bad about it." And here all the girls forgive him as well. But after this, in the next scene, we see that when Juzo comes to the club, his condition looks like this. And we come to know that because he was able to compete equally against Tenma, all the club leaders want to recruit him into their clubs. Poor Juzo has gotten into a huge problem, because now he has attracted the attention of many people. But then Tenma comes into their class. "I'm not here to join your club. I just want to say something to Chisato. I really liked what you said. Will you be my girlfriend?" Hearing this, Chisato becomes embarrassed, and everyone else is stunned. Chisato doesn't understand what she should say to Tenma now. On the other hand, Ryo becomes extremely angry. "He's proposing to my sister right in front of me. Looks like he doesn't love his life." So after this, Juzo starts trying to calm Ryo down. After this, we see Juzo outside with Tenma, and Juzo says, "Ever since that match, people have been paying too much attention to me. Because of that, I can't focus on my studies. I'm having a lot of trouble." Just then, we see that Noren comes there, and now she starts secretly listening to their conversation. Tenma says, "You've been amazing from the very beginning. Then why are you hiding your abilities? Believe me, nothing will come from hiding them. If not today, then tomorrow, your abilities will be revealed to everyone anyway. How long will you keep telling people that it was just a coincidence?" Juzo says, I don't know how long I can keep hiding my abilities from everyone else, but I don't want to give up my school life, not at any cost, because I am enjoying it a lot, and I want to live it as much as possible. But friends, Norin hears all of Juzo's words, and she becomes very surprised. After this, we see that Tenma helps Juzo by spreading the rumor everywhere that he was already injured, and that's why Juzo was able to compete against him so easily. After that, everyone stopped approaching Juzo, allowing him to live his normal life again, and as soon as he recovers, Tenma will make his miraculous comeback. At the same time, Juzo is learning how to make rice balls properly. And with that, part 1 of the story comes to an end. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments if you want part 2. Until next time, take care and see you in the next video.